What's up, guys? This is Jason from the Jason&Jabari Gaming, and picking up where we left off during my last video, this is a path that I've taken for variant 3 with Shang-Chi, and I'm just basically showing his synergy, the synergy team that I went in with, and basically all it does is give him more critical damage, which is what we want with Shang-Chi, because mine is SIG 200, and as you're about to see, I go over it briefly. At signature 200, Shang-Chi's critical hits are already 20%. I'm going to be curious to see if that changes at rank 4 because the numbers are green, so that generally indicates that they can go up. But yeah, as you can see, 20%, and with the various synergies with Spider-Man and Beast and Mr. Negative, that just gives him more critical damage increase. Also, Iron Fist gives him 4 Wushu charges at the beginning of the fight, and as we know, as you ramp up his Wushu charges, the more damage he does when you release his special 2. So that's basically what's going on there. And as you can see, we're getting ready to enter this path, and this is a tricky path, but I'm going to show how versatile Shang-Chi actually is. He's not ideal for this path, but I'm going to show you guys that he can do this path absolutely itemless. So we're going to take on what is his name again? Forgive me, sometimes I just draw a blank. Taskmaster. So we're going to take on Taskmaster, and basically what makes Taskmaster difficult is after 10 debuffs, he can no longer receive any debuffs. And here I'm just throwing on some Odin pre-fights. It actually doesn't really do anything for this path whatsoever. The only thing that may help is the damage cap that he provides if I take a direct hit from anything other than a special 3. And one thing to note is, as you can see that red icon under Shang-Chi, that means all of his damage output is cut in half. He's not a tech champion, so his damage gets reduced by 50%. So all the damage you see is cut in half. So if we could get full potential, I would have dropped these fights a lot faster. The strategy for this fight basically is just build up Wushu charges. I already know that after a while he's going to become immune to all of my debuffs, which is fine because I'm putting on a couple of debuffs. Shang-Chi can put on the slow debuff with a medium. He can put on a stun debuff with a medium, light, medium, and those add up. Plus I'm parrying. So after a while you'll see that Taskmaster is no longer going to become stunned or slowed, which, I mean, slow doesn't do anything for this fight anyway. But basically I'm just going to drop a special 2 on him when I feel that I've acquired enough Wushu charges. I'm under the impression, because this is my first time, I believe, taking this path again in quite some time, and I'm under the impression that I needed a good amount of Wushu charges to drop him. So I go for the special 3 there. I mistimed his special 2 on going in to punish, so I got hit. This special 3 is going to give me 4 additional Wushu charges, so I'm currently at 21. I think I go for the special 2 at this point. Another fun fact about what I have going on with my mastery setup, and which I would recommend, is to run willpower. Since this is long distance relationship, basically what happens is you get a debuff placed on you, which is a weakness debuff, and that just basically takes your damage output down even more. So we're already reduced by 50%. So each debuff that you acquire on you reduces your damage output that much more. There, I thought I was going for the medium, light, medium, or excuse me, medium, light, medium, and he was already stun immune, so it did not work, because even if I hit into the block, it would have stunned him, so therefore I got punished for that and lost a ton of health. But as you can see, that special 2 just wrapped it up. I could have wrapped it up faster, but like I said, this was my first test run with this path, and I just wanted to see what Shang-Chi could do. So we're doing this itemless, and we're doing this unboosted. So Void is another challenge. Now here, you do not want to get the weakness debuffs placed on you, because Void, if you have any debuffs with Void, then you lose a lot of health over time. So basically, you always want to have your cleansing strike up, which is a medium, light, medium. So I'll do that a ton. So therefore, even if I get Void's passive debuffs on me, it will cleanse them. And Void has a timer, a built-in timer for those of you guys who don't know. And every few seconds you get a passive debuff on you. The way to remove those is to have 10 hits done. So basically in multiples of 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. And you'll remove that. But with the cleansing strike, as you can tell that I'm doing repeatedly, I'm just going to work around that. Other than that, it's a straightforward fight. I'm just basically building up Wushu charges, and he goes down. So still low health, I know, but on Yandu, I always bait out his special 1, and this time, since I do have willpower running, now I only have 1 point. You guys can do 2 or 3 and you'll gain more health. The name of the game is to first build into a special 1, and then bait out his special 1. But during that, as you can tell, the debuffs are stacking on me, and that's good, because this entire fight I want to heal. So it's free healing, basically. You just have to be careful how you go about doing things. There I backed off because I forgot to do the heavy. Then I'm going back in to punish with the slow and also the stun. Now I'm backing off, and that's pretty much rinse and repeat at this point. And I want to gain as much health over this fight as possible. So we're just going to keep on dancing back and forth until we get enough Wushu strikes to drop him, and I feel comfortable with my health. So there, I should have did a heavy, not really a big deal. Now I just got to bait out a special 1, which I do. I go in, 1 hit, go into my special 3 to add on to the Wushu strikes, and at this point I need to refresh my Wushu charges, and basically how you do that is a heavy. So the grayed out ones are the ones that I've already used. I still can use 1 more, which is the cleansing. I will not be using the cleansing on a couple of different fights, because like I said, if we cleanse and purify the debuffs, then we don't get the healing, and here I actually want to heal. So I will not be using a medium, light, medium to get an additional Wushu strike charge, but everything else is fair game. And as you can tell, we've already healed a substantial amount. We're almost at 50%, so that's really good. And now I'm just backing off again. I go into the special 2 to drop. Okay, so we're at 49%, not too bad. We did get a lot of health back that we had previously lost from the first 2 fights. Now we have Green Goblin. And Green Goblin, I like to bait out his special 2. He can kind of hit kind of hard after a while. He's kind of an interesting champion. I personally think he's underrated in certain aspects, but I mean, I'm not going to look into him myself right now. But basically during this fight, I'm going to do the same thing with Yandu. I'm going to try and acquire more health. and there's nothing special about the charges that I need to do with him specifically, other than, like I said, every time I'm going to attempt and bait out a special 2, I block the first one. It is fully dexable, but you just have to be careful, because sometimes that glider can catch you, and if it does, that's probably lights out. So the entire strategy for this fight is to build up Wushu charges, to gain health, and to bait out the special 2. And like I said, on the special 2, you will see me block the first glider attack, and then I will dex him when he tries to come at you with the glider, and I'll dex the super bomb that he throws at you. So there, I'm just making sure he gets back to a special 2, and then it's just pretty much rinse and repeat from there. I really didn't have a Wushu number in mind when I was initially doing this for every fight. I just did it when I felt comfortable with knowing that, okay, I think their health's going to be low enough to drop them with one special 2. So I didn't have like a specific number in mind. If some of you guys want to count that, that's fine. But me specifically, I did not. I just did it until I felt comfortable. I think I'll build up to a special 2 at this point and drop him. And as you can see, our health is kind of going up, but Green Goblin is kind of a distance player, in my opinion. So I find myself never really close to him long enough to really build health like I did with Yondu, for whatever reason. So we don't gain as much health. I think we gain a little bit, but still, as long as we're positive netting and not negative, then we're good. There, I accidentally just fell shy of the special 2, so he threw the special 1. And at this point, I think I'm going to go for it. I get maybe 1 or 2 more charges just because I can, and I release it. Yep, and he is more than enough to drop him. So we're at 52% health. Not too bad. We're doing pretty good, in my opinion, for someone who's not even supposed to be taking this path, or it wasn't designed for him. And now we have Spider-Man Miles Morales. So during this fight, we definitely want to do a medium, which puts on a slow debuff, which means that he can no longer evade us. There's a lot of new mechanics because Miles just got a buff, but I was playing old school Miles, like let me keep this slow up just in case he tries to evade. And also with Miles, I want to push him to a special 2 as well. The reason why I want to do that is because it's significantly easier to punish. The special 1 is simple. I can do that as well, but I like to push him to the special 2. See how wide open he is. So I go in, I do a combo, I put back on the slow, I heavy into my special 3 to make sure it pushes him over 2 bars. Miles is pretty squishy. Honestly, all the Spider-Mans are like glass cannons, in my opinion. And this pushed him to invisibility. Now, again, I'm not super familiar with his abilities just yet, but I'm missing like crazy. I get smacked. I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on there? So I'm not real sure what mechanic I triggered there. If you know in the comments below, let me know. I'm really intrigued by Miles, but I haven't tested him myself. I've just seen other streamers use him. But we recover from that. I think I go for the special 2 at this point. Yeah, and he goes invisible, but most of our hits connected through the block. And another thing to show how versatile Shang-Chi actually is he crits on hitting the opponent's block. And if it wasn't for most of those hits connecting and critting through the block, then we probably would have been punished. I don't know if he would have killed us, but he definitely probably would have punished us. So that was pretty cool. Hopefully you can just drop him normally. So now we're on Omega, who's the last fight for this path, and Omega has death spores, so you can't stay close to him for very long. And my strategy was to bait out special 1s. And this actually was Aggression Fury. I was thinking it was long distance relationship still, but since he's the last guy on the path, paths connect. So this was Aggression Fury, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Because he's hitting pretty hard at this point. I still hadn't realized it was Aggression Fury. Then when I did realize it, I'm like, oh crap. But I mean, Omega, there's nothing really hard about Omega. So as long as you can maintain having him throw the special one, then you should be fine. You can parry, you can do everything else. I just won't heal. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't have much health to play with, but I do have some health to play with. So let's see if we can wrap this up somehow, some way. So we go for a special 3 because I was getting closely backed up to the wall, and I did want some Wushu charges. He always gets close to 2 bars of power, but I don't believe I pushed him to 2 bars of power. And if I did, it was because I was planning on dropping the special 2. So I'm already at 15 Wushu charges. I refreshed there. Like I said, you can parry, so it's no big deal. I was at 9 death spores, so I had to immediately back off. But again, I intercepted because Aggression Fury, you don't want those Fury charges to build up because they literally can drop you in one hit if you build up enough. And it doesn't take very many, maybe 3, 4, 5 plus, and then they're hitting massively hard. There I released my special 2. I thought it was going to drop them, but it didn't. I didn't see how many charges I had there, but I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'll just build up to another special 2 because I know at this point he cannot survive another special 2. Even with 4 charges, it should be enough. So I'm not really concerned about anything but just getting to my special 2 at this point to drop him. And we do. But yeah, guys, pretty interesting stuff from Shang-Chi. Just showcasing some of the things that he can do that maybe someone hasn't thought of. And if you haven't completed this variant 3, I would highly recommend Shang-Chi. There's more stuff coming between him and other characters. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If I could have played this better, what would you have done in this path? If you have any suggestions as to where you'd like me to take mine before we get to rank 4, anything. So thanks for stopping by and thanks for watching.